Hey, welcome guys back to the channel. It's Mapper here today with another episode of Love of Kill Koroshi I. So we are just entering into a new arc here, so not really too much to recap. Obviously, it's still, this new arc is still going to involve our two main characters, Song Ryung-ha and Chateau, although for the latter part, she doesn't really know Song Ryung-ha's involvement yet, and it's gonna be at sea, because it's gonna be on a cruise ship. So one of those mystery at sea situations, murders at sea, maybe something of that sort, right? And hopefully it will also, during this arc, it will also shed some more light on why Chateau is specifically being targeted as well. I mean, just due to her involvement with Song Ryung-ha, I tend to put a question mark on that. I definitely think that her past is going to be involved in all of this somehow. But hey, we don't really know much yet, so let's just get into the episode and see where it goes from here. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. I mean, if the Santokai was actually dissolved in real life, right? That would be huge. It's essentially like saying the Italian mafia is completely wiped out or something of that sort. Although, with that being said, though, so Sonoha must have killed other people beyond, just his immediate superior, right? Not just the guy that took Hao in. Going all the way back to the first episode, to the opening scene. I guess they had to throw a recap in there somehow, eh? Oh. Oh, flashback? Is this Song Ryung-ha? Yep. Right. So that was a name given to him, right? Oops. Muted the wrong thing. I was supposed to mute the music, not my own voice. Hmm. Now, I've no doubt that that dude, right? That gray haired dude was the one who made Son Ryung-ha into a killer, right? But, again, the big question here is, of course, whether someone is doing all this like infiltration, taking down Sentokai and whatnot of his own volition, or due to the influence of that dude, right? I mean, I would definitely prefer it more if he's just doing this of his own volition, and this isn't a case where there's a black hand behind the black hands, right? Like there's a bigger international organized crime uh, organization that's even bigger than the Sentokai or the Italian mafia or whatnot, and they're the one pulling the shadows, pulling the strings in the shadows. I feel like that gets a little bit ridiculous. 3 hours after departure. Maybe not even. Huh. I guess just as they are entering international waters? Aren't you guys being a little bit too... Now, who are you? Honey? Oh. Huh? Wait, seriously? That's... Oh, I mean, I guess... Judging by how she calls him honey, but... Not gonna lie, she looks quite pretty. Dude, it's his wife. Ah, oh well. Oh. Oh, okay. I thought he was just going to like instantly teleport. Oh. I don't think so, though. Oh? Hmm. I do feel like someone has the type of person to, at the end of the day, say, I never said that my target was your client, right? He seems the kind of guy who would say that. So, does that also include bedtime? Not quite, I don't. Really? Well, hard to say, right? It's hard to say. But is he really going to target his wife? I'm... that struck a nerve. Honestly, I feel like this is so inefficient, the way that to do this. They really should like do rotations and whatnot. Poker? Poker? Oh, he's gonna... Princess... Yep. Chateau is quite cute like this, to be honest. Oh, Yasumi. Holy crap, that was fast. Alright, so what's going to happen here? The next day. Yeah, I don't...
の警備だったんでしょ。なのに黒のパンツスーツで一人うろちょろしてるんだもん。全然馴染めてなかったじゃん。ダメでしょそれは。
Yeah, you need to blend in.
というわけで一通り揃えよっか。
I mean, nothing too extravagant, but you still need to have, like, at least some sort of formal dress. For women, anyways.
はい、もしもし。
佐藤さん、ダメじゃないですか。
定時報告の時間過ぎてます。二人をデートでお楽しみのようですけど、そちら大丈夫ですか？
I wonder who is.
まだ。あ、もしかして着方わかんない？
わかってます。
A corset?
本当？ならもうとっくに着替えられてるよね。じゃあ開けるよ。ご会長。
This dude's like, why am I surrounded by this? How do you say it in Japanese? Ryachu? I guess the closest English translation would be normies. It's like, why am I surrounded by all these normies? With all of them flirting and relationships and stuff. Ooh, nice. Hey.
裾がちょっと長いかな。こっち向いてみせて。
もう少し地味なもので良いかと。
I think this is quite.
ダメ。
Yeah, this is pretty modest. Yeah.
地味なくらいだよ。
ではもっと動きやすそうな。
そういうのは気にし
Because if you look at the other stuff in the background, see, they all have flourishes and whatnot. Oh.
やっぱり裾が長いみたいだね。ヒール履ける？
お決まりですか？
あ、お願いします。
Honestly, I'm enjoying this very much.
ドレスも靴も買えちゃうんだもん。しかも部屋まで届けてくれるって。明日がフォーマルナイトだよね。楽しみだな。僕もタキシードにしよっかな。君、様子が変だね。今日はやけにおとなしく付き合ってくれるし。どうかしたの？
監視しているのはあなたの方なのでは。私のことを。
人聞きが悪いな。僕は。
はい。
シャドウちゃん、ごめんね、急に。
次の定時報告にはまだ早いですが。
少し話があって、警備を2名増員できることになったよ。君の穴埋めは心配ないから。でね。
は？なぜ？
何？どうしたの？
あなたに代わってほしいと。
はじめまして、代表のエウリペレス・リッツランと申します。
どうも、手短によろしく。
本題の前に一つ。私どもは現在、あなたを積極的に追うことはありません。無論、時と場合にもよります。ダンクワースからあなたとの接触についてはいろいろと聞いています。できれば、見て見ぬふりをしたいのが本音です。そこは踏まえていただきたい。
で、本題とやらは？
シャトー・ノーブル。この名前をご存知ですか？シャトー、彼女は何も知りません。当時のこともほとんど記憶にないそうです。今晩あたりにでも少しお時間いただけますか？
You know, typically this is the time when someone important gets killed off, and they can't fully and then they can't fully explain the situation, right? Although I don't think any of these characters will be killed off, though. They seem to be pretty integral. She's definitely gonna go out looking for him, right? Nope. I don't think this is the guy, though. Yep. What'd I tell you? Like I said, this is typically one of the times when someone gets that something happens, so we can't learn of the situation, right? Oh, is he actually? Whoa. Okay. And here I was thinking they wouldn't actually kill such an important, seemingly important character off. Holy shit. I am impressed, actually. Oh. Okay, okay. I'll see you guys after this. Whoa, guys, that escalated quickly. I was not expecting the boss to be just killed off like that. I mean, you could see it coming a mile away, right? Like something must have happened. It's the typical kind of development. Just as there's going to be like a big reveal in terms of the mystery surrounding our protagonists, surrounding our main characters. One of the key witnesses or key persons gets removed from the action, right? Something happens so that they are unable to get out the information. Now, typically, if this was just a sort of side character or whatnot, I think it would be pretty easy to just say that, okay, something might happen to them, they might be killed or something of that sort, right? But in this case, I thought the boss was actually a pretty central, a pretty integral character, and we just spent this episode showing him being all lovey-dovey with his wife, right? So, it really comes as a big surprise that they just kill him off like that. And I have to say, I respect that. I mean, it sucks, especially for his wife and whatnot. But on the other hand, you gotta admit that that is pretty. How can I say this? It's pretty ballsy of them and pretty brave of them to do something like this as well. So I'm not sure how I think about it yet, but at the very least, I think, you know, that this was a pretty big shocker, and I definitely did not expect them to just simply kill him off, right? I was actually thinking more to the point where he might be knocked unconscious, you know, he might be kidnapped or something of that sort, you know, like that, right? Not just be just instantly stabbed and gibbed just like that. I mean, is there a chance that he could still be alive and whatnot? I find it hard to believe, like, the knife is literally stuck in his throat, right? If he survives that, I'm really curious what the mental gymnastics they do to go over that. I do think he's dead. And so, you know, all hell's gonna break loose, and of course, Song Young-ha is going to be implicated that he might be the person who did it, although obviously it's not. I think we can all tell that this is one of the other knife using characters in the opening and whatnot. I mean, he's dressed differently, right? So, and actually, we actually saw in the last episode this dude, right? Whilst he was boarding the ship as well. So yeah, it's just I don't know, it just came completely out of nowhere, especially because we saw him interacting with his wife and having some pretty cute scenes as well. And by the way, the wife is actually voiced by Sakamoto Maya-san, right? A legend in her own right. And I guess that's why I found her voice to be so familiar. I couldn't quite place it because Sakamoto Maya-san doesn't really do that many, she isn't really all that prominent anymore in terms of modern anime. I mean, she still makes occasional appearances, but not so much nowadays. But yeah, it was definitely a recognizable voice there. So I like it, and in fact, she just might be my current favorite female character, right? Although, I mean, we do have Chateau, right? But I mean, Chateau, we'll see. She's a gem in working, right? She's a diamond in the rough as of right now. We got to see some glimpses of her, and definitely the highlight of this episode to me was the interactions between Songha and Chateau. As usual, like I've already mentioned numerous times, that's pretty much my driving force to watch this anime right now, because I do love the sort of interactions that these two have. Like, one is just so infuriating, and one is so trying so hard to maintain her calm and collected demeanor, but constantly gets pissed off, and then we can get to see all those really cute interactions and cute scenes here, right? And yeah, we finally saw Chateau in a dress as well. It definitely suits her, right? And too bad that probably it's going to be ruined, and we're not really going to see any sort of formal event or formal dance next episode, although I think we can still keep our fingers crossed on that. So, at the very least though, one big reveal from this episode is that Chateau's past is actually significant in some way, right? And that is exactly why Song Liang-ha is here on her track. He wants to know more about this person named Chateau Noble. So it has to do with her past. Song probably is investigating this, but whether it's again of his own volition or he's doing this on behalf of someone else, that remains to be seen, right? And unfortunately, we were not able to learn about this because one of the key persons who could get this information has been killed off. Why am I not surprised? Again, you could cut in a way see it coming. If this was any other character, I would have said with 100% that guy is going to be killed off or whatnot. But in this case, well, sucks. It sucks, but that is the situation. And I guess this also tells us that all the other supporting cast, like beyond our two protagonists, Songha and Chateau here, they might all be, they all have an equal chance to be killed off. I think that's what this scene in particular speaks of, right? So even the what's that guy called? Jim, right? The one with the weird accent. Even he might be killed off as well as any others, right? So, yeah. I mean, not what else to say, right? I can't wait to see like how exactly they get out of this situation to track down the killer or whatnot. I'm sure there's going to be some tension next episode, particularly in regards to Song and Chateau. Don't really know if Chateau will believe him or whatnot, or at the very least, right? Even if she does believe him, she's probably going to start demanding some answers, some explanations, like why are you doing this? Why are you approaching me, etc., etc. And I guess it'll depend on how much that Song is willing to say. At that point in time. Although, if I were to guess, probably not much. Otherwise, there would be no real reason to kill off the boss, right? Just saying. Alright, so yeah, that pretty much covers this episode. So we got some, we go for 2 steps, we go back 1 step, but hey, this is how this series, this anime, this manga is supposed to be, right? We're going to be spending the entire time figuring out the past of Song Liang-ha, of Chateau, and as we continue on, they can't reveal everything yet, right? Otherwise, there wouldn't be too much of a story. So, anyways, that's it for now. Thank you guys, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.